everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, my name is Sophie and I would love it if you click that big red subscribe button down below and turn on that notification bell as well so that you never miss a video. So today I'm in the incredible city of Istanbul. I have exactly 2 days here to explore before heading off to the country of Georgia for a week. So I'm going to be sharing with you everything that I get up to. I think today I'm going to be doing quite a lot of the touristy things, doing everything that pretty much everyone says you should do if you only have 24 hours in the city. And then tomorrow I have like a few more things planned as well. But yeah, we'll see what I get up to. Plan for today already has not gone exactly to plan because my plan was to wake up early to come down to the square with the blue mosque and the Hagia Sophia before it gets busy, to take some nice photos without other people in the background, so set up my tripod, etc. But there was no way I was waking up that early. I was too tired from travelling. So we're here now at like 10, which means there's already going to be queues filling up for the mosque. So whether it makes sense for me to go in the mosque now or listen to what the guy working at my hostel told me to do last night and go in the mosque at 5, after 5 p.m. I don't know, we'll see how bad the queues are, but I wanted to still come here and see the mosque first thing and just see the square. It's literally right around the corner from my hostel, and the hostel I am staying in, if you are interested, is called Cheers Hostel. To be more information about that later, but so far so good. Get free breakfast, rooms, beds comfy. So I actually ended up signing up to a free walking tour exactly 15 minutes before the tour started. So very last minute, however, I am so glad that I did decide to do this in the end, because I learned a lot about the history of the Blue Mosque and also the Hagia Sophia and the Ottoman Empire, which meant that later on when I did visit these sites, I understood what I was looking at. Now, we did go in the courtyard of the Blue Mosque, but we didn't actually enter the mosque itself during the tour. So yeah, after the tour, I just headed over the bridge into Karaköy, which is a really nice walk in itself, but I definitely recommend that you sign up to this free walking tour so that you can learn a lot about the mosques before visiting them. So currently we've just come over to the other side of the European side, so you may be aware Istanbul is the only city to be separated by 2 continents, which is separated by the Bosphorus Strait. Probably getting the name wrong. But there are also 2 separate sides of the European side. Yes, because Istanbul is just separated by water basically. So I'm on that other side from my hostel now, because Karaköy is where I am. I just walked over the bridge here where everyone was fishing, and I went and grabbed the famous fish sandwich from the place that is just listed on Google Maps as fish sandwich or fish sandwich sandals, something like that. It was divine, to be honest, and it was only 140 Turkish lira, which works out about £3.43. Yeah, and I'm just now sitting and watching the ferries go by. And the plan is now to go look at the Galata Tower, not go up it. Unfortunately it is shut whilst I'm here, but I don't know if I would want to go up it anyway, because there are other places to get nice views in Istanbul, and I can imagine it will be quite crowded up there, because it's obviously quite touristy, but I still obviously want to see it. And I also want to try the famous San Sebastian cheesecake, and you can try that and get a view of the Galata Tower at the same time, so hopefully I'm going to try and head over there now, and hopefully they will have a spot for one person to sit and enjoy some cheesecake with a view. So as you can see, I did get my cheesecake, however I did have to wait in a really disorganised queue, which I didn't even notice was a queue because it was the opposite side of the road and was just a bundle of people, most of them taking selfies with the tower, so I ignored it, walked up to a waitress, was like, hey, do you have a spot for me? And she was like, there's a queue, like kind of rudely. Did not notice there was a queue. sorry. But yeah, got my cheesecake in the end, and later I went to the Blue Moss, which I didn't have to queue for because I went at 5 p.m. So that's my recommendation, visit at 5 p.m. Good morning everybody, and welcome to another very sunny day in Istanbul. Well, actually yesterday towards the end of the day it started raining. It was sunny in the morning and then it got cold all of a sudden. But yes, today it's nice and sunny. Hoping it stays that way. I'm back at the Sultanahmet Square, basically because it is around the corner from my hostel, and I wanted to see what the line was like for the Sistine Basilica because I was debating going there this morning, but it is already quite bad. I mean, it was coming up to 10 a.m, so I kind of expected it would be bad. Yeah, and that is the pre-ticket online queue, so that I would have to buy tickets on my phone. Yeah, they're only 800 lira though, and it looks really good, and I've heard really good things about it, so maybe I'll get around to doing it later before I go. But the thing is, I can't spare time to wait in that queue today because I have booked myself a Turkish stained glass workshop, and I booked it on Get Your Guide, and initially when I booked it, it looked like it was on the European side, so I booked it early in the morning, planning to go to the Asian side in the afternoon. But then at like 9, but then turns out they have different meeting points for whether you're staying on the Asian side or the European side. So there's a meeting point on the European side, not far from my hostel, but the actual workshop is in Uskunda, over on the Asian side. And also they messaged me and asked if I could move to a workshop at 12 or 3. So I'm getting the feeling that no one else booked the 9 a.m. workshop. So I decided, you know what, if I was going to spend the afternoon on the Asian side anyway, I'll move to 12 because by the time the workshop's done I can have a little wander and get the ferry back over to the European side. So that's the plan, but now I have this issue where I have like time that I want to do stuff, but then I want to make sure that I'm back at that meeting point for 11:30, which is why I don't want to get in that queue for the Sistine Basilica, because if I queue so long to get in, and then say like I need to be there at 11:30, right, so say I get there at like 10:30, then I have not even an hour to explore. I'll probably get in later, so yeah, I get to that point where it's rushed and it's not worth your money. Maybe you don't want to even get in before you need to leave to go. So because that's right near the square, it just made sense to walk over and think about where else I'll go. But the plan is to go now, I think, to the Grand Bazaar, because I wanted to go yesterday anyway, but note this, if you're in Istanbul, if you're planning a trip to Istanbul, the Grand Bazaar does shut on Sunday, and I would recommend checking the opening times of any activities, like any places you want to visit in advance, just because like a lot of places do close on certain days. Like I was told yesterday on my free walking tour that the palaces close. Each palace closes one day a week, so if you plan to go to any palaces, check which day it closes. Which again brings me on to something I wanted to do today that was closed. Once I realised where this workshop was in Istanbul, I realised it wasn't far from a palace that I'd saved on Google Maps that pinpointed. But of course, alas, I checked, especially after knowing what the tour guide said, and it's closed on Mondays, which means I won't go now because tomorrow I have to fly home. But I already knew that I wasn't going to do everything in Istanbul in 2 days. So yeah, if you haven't decided how much time you want to spend in Istanbul yet, and there is a lot that you want to do, I recommend staying here for more than 3 nights, because obviously where I arrived late at night, I basically had 2 days. So make sure you have more than 2 days to explore if there's a lot you want to do. Yeah, but obviously you can see a lot of the highlights in 2 days. So I would not recommend spending 2 days here. It all depends on how much time you've got and like how much you plan to do in the city. But I'm going to stop rambling on and head over to the Grand Bazaar. Hello again everybody, so I am in Istanbul now. I'm pretty sure I'm butchering the name of the place, but yeah, I'm on the Asian side, and I've been for my tour. Well, I still have to go back, so it's like a 3-hour tour, 2 hours to paint, 1 hour to dry. So they obviously
were happy for me to stay there because there's also a coffee shop that I really was craving a chicken sheesh. Like, I was so hungry and I was like, I want a chicken sheesh. I haven't had one yet since I've been here, and I've only 2 days to explore in Istanbul. I feel like I need to eat as much Turkish food whilst I'm here because I love Turkish food. So I'm trying to try as much as possible. So yeah, they recommended this place to me. I will leave it on the screen. But yeah, the lady who was running the tour, my tour was super lovely. So I'm the only person doing the stained glass painted tour. They also have the mosaic lamps, which I saw people make those. They look really cool, but then I do not have the space for that in my bag. Maybe next time I'll come to Istanbul in a big bag, and then I can do the mosaic glass and transport it. But yeah, the stained glass, you just get like a piece of stained glass, so it's also easier to bring back with you. And they have a coffee workshop as well. Yeah, stained ones really fun. I can't wait to show you what I painted. But yeah, the plan for there is to eat and then head back there to pick up. Yeah, maybe I'll get something there for dessert. I think I was leaving, I didn't know it was a good view to eat that, but it looked like it was like mostly sweet kind of cafe stuff, and I was like, I want chicken sheesh. If they had chicken sheesh there, I probably would have stayed, but yeah, so I'll catch up with you all after I have my chicken sheesh and picked up my work of art, my masterpiece.
So as you can see, I did indeed end up getting a dessert when I went back to the cafe to collect my stained glass. I opted for the brownie, and honestly this is making me so hungry watching it back because this brownie was incredible. It was so gooey, the white chocolate was melting in my mouth. It was delicious. And then I went and admired the Maiden's Tower for a bit, and it was just so nice and peaceful, and I honestly don't understand why more tourists do not visit the Asian side. It was lovely there. And then when I did eventually make it back, I went to the Hagia Sophia. I think at this point it was maybe around like 5:15, so not long before it closed, and I did not have to queue at all to get a ticket, and then I basically just walked straight in afterwards. So yeah, I recommend going towards the end of the day before it closes. I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I would, so I probably would not do this again if I were to go back to Istanbul, but yeah, I guess I would still recommend it to first timers. Oh yeah, and I went for this dinner which I didn't really enjoy. Hello again everyone, so I'm actually no longer in Istanbul, I am in Georgia. Subscribe and stay tuned to watch that video, but very quickly before I end this video, I just want to talk about safety in the city as a solo female traveller very quickly. And the reason I feel like I need to talk about this is because I think, one, a lot of people will be worried, will be interested in knowing what it's like as a solo female traveller, but also just because like when I was in London trying to exchange British sterling to Turkish lira in just like your standard Euro change shop in South London, a woman overheard where I was going in the queue and that I was going alone and said, "You're brave going to Istanbul." No, it wasn't even that. Her exact words were, "You're brave going to a Muslim country alone." I just want to say, completely safe there. I felt completely safe there at all times. It's also not the first time I've gone up to, I'm going to say, predominantly Muslim country, or predominantly Islamic country rather than Muslim country, because I know there are definitely people of other beliefs who do live in Istanbul, and probably throughout Turkey. I don't know, but I've heard that, you know, there are other religions there from locals themselves. But no, it's super safe, and I feel like it's so bad that people would just assume that every country where they predominantly, you know, practice Islam would not be safe for a solo female traveller. Like, obviously every country is different and you always have to do your research, and even in the countries that are meant to be the safest, like, you still have issues. Like, I've had a man follow me and ask me if I want to go get a coffee with him in Lisbon, which is somewhere that I feel like gets female solo travellers all the time. Yeah, I'm like very Western country, so you really can't, yeah, you really have to just do your own research, and anything could happen anywhere, so you always have to be safe, like, you know, be aware of your surroundings. But in Istanbul, I really felt safe at all times. I know I said I did feel safe in Marrakesh, but I would say I actually felt safer in Istanbul than I did in Marrakesh. I felt like Istanbul, someone told me like that had been to both Marrakesh and Istanbul, there was kind of like similar vibe, but I felt like Istanbul was just a lot less overwhelming and busy, but still busy and still like probably overwhelming if you're not used to it, you know. But yeah, I don't know. What I'm trying to say is, don't think you can't come to Istanbul alone as a woman. You definitely can. There were plenty of other solo female travellers there staying in the hostel, and none of them said that they had like bad experiences or anything like that. So yeah, if anyone's told you you shouldn't travel there alone, like, don't let them put you off. Please do your own research and decide for yourself if you feel comfortable travelling there alone or not. But I wouldn't advise against it because I felt very safe there the whole time I was there. So yeah, I'm gonna end this video here because I've gone off on a little ramble now and you're probably bored of listening to me. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a big thumbs up. It really helps me out, and click that big red subscribe button down below and turn on that notification bell so that you never miss a video. And I'll see you all in Tbilisi, Georgia. Bye!